Hello, everybody. It is Wednesday. Not supposed to have a show tonight, but we're going to anyways because rescheduling, and this was a good time to do it. No show tomorrow, obviously. It is Thanksgiving tomorrow. So I hope all of you have a great Thanksgiving day with friends, family, football, food comas, all that stuff. And yeah, maybe you catch the Showdown on replay after you're done eating stuff in your face with some turkey. Anywho, so tonight we have an Elite Eight from last season. Dylan, U.S. Small Craft. He chose Vince from Powdermen Spirits Company in Connecticut. He did not know he was going to be going up against him when he chose him, and he was a little he was a little worried. Let's just go with that. But Dylan is pretty good at this. He's been here a couple times, so we'll see. Does Dylan move on, or does the trend kind of continue? I know we had Whiskey Deek moved past his selection, so we had, but up until then, all the newcomers were winning versus the top 8. So let's see if we can keep the new trend going, or are we going to get back on the old trend? So without any further ado, here is Dylan, U.S. Small Craft, and Vince from Powdermen Spirits.
Hey, guys.
In Connecticut. Howdy, howdy. So
what's going on?
Dylan, I know where you're at. It doesn't really happen probably very much at all. Vince, where you're at, you probably get it a little bit, but winter is no longer coming. Winter has came and is in the kitchen smoking a cigarette now.
Yeah, it's cold as hell here, but we don't have any snow yet, thankfully.
Okay. It is cold today, and we got blasted with some snow. It rained all day and night yesterday.
Oh, boy.
Up until about 1:30 in the morning, it was raining. And then the temperature went from about 38 degrees to 28 degrees in the matter of a few minutes.
Oh.
And yeah, created for a little slick mess this morning. So
that's no fun.
But we're 70s.
Yeah, thanks. Rub that in. Why don't you?
No, I prefer that. I would much rather some lower temps for sure, honestly. Maybe not that cold, but cold.
Yeah. Maybe you'll get snow for Christmas. Who knows?
We got for last January we got 6 inches of snow, and that's the most I've seen in my 30 years of life. So
wow.
It was super rare.
It's gotta be rare.
Yeah.
All right. And Vince, you guys get hammered with some snow sometimes, I know. Like
yeah, it's honestly when I was growing up, we got a lot more snow. Recently it's been pretty mild. It's the cold is the worst part, honestly.
Yeah.
We got a good amount of snow last year, but I was going to make a 6 inches joke in poor taste, but I'll keep that to myself.
Hey, there's no poor taste here. Make the 6 inches joke, because I'm sure the chat is already all over it. I haven't seen it yet. But.
I like that.
All right. Well, guys, you got your stuff in the glass. I got 3 samples in front of you. For those of you who are new to this blind sample showdown, I give them 3 samples of whiskey. It is actually whiskey. There is no trickery there. Everything in their sample bottles is 100% whiskey by the definitions of things. They're going to go a generic ABV or proof within 2 points. Generic casking types. Then we're going to get the same 3 things, except we're going to go a little more specific. We're going to give a specific category, specific ABV proof, and specifically what kind of casking are in there. And then for a couple bonus points, they're going to see if they can tell me what distillery and bottle it's from. There is 10 possible points per sample and 30 for the whole show. Person with the most points at the end of the show moves on to the next round in the bracket. So, guys, go ahead. Get into sample number 1.
Good luck to you, Vince.
All right. While you guys are just starting out with sample number 1, I'm going to go through a little bit of roll call here. We'll see who's all joining us this evening. We got smoked by Ash Joe. I was a little late putting the stream up on YouTube. I wasn't home last night, so that's typically when I do it. So it happened today at about 6 o'clock. But we got smoked by Ash Joe here. First one in. Spicy strawberry is here. We got a Patty in the house. How you, Patty? The Whiskey Franco. Thank you, Martin. Appreciate you.
My wife just walked in and she's looking at me funny because I'm just sitting at the table intently staring into a glass of whiskey.
I'm working. Sample 1 smells amazing, by the way.
One smells amazing, by the way. I like it.
Yeah, this is lovely.
Yeah, I really like the bready and like grain forward stuff. And that's what I'm getting here.
Oh, we got the Whiskey Shaman is here. How you, bud? He forgot to click the dang thing. I don't know what that means. Spicy did make the 6 inches joke. Oh, Spicy is watching me on her TV. That's new. Yeah, okay, so I see the comments again about the chats. There's 2 streams. One's vertical, one's horizontal. Horizontal is probably the better way to watch because then you get the Richards logo on the side and the blind sample showdown on the other side of me. But if vertical is what you want to watch, you go right on ahead. The chat will all show up on my screen, but not everybody will see the chat if they're in 2 different streams. I haven't figured out if I like it or not yet, but I do see that there is more views total when both streams are going. So I think I might leave it. Horizontal is fun, but vertical is definitely a challenge. Yes. All right. We getting Dylan, you said something about bready grainy.
Yeah, there's that's at least what the nose is, and then the palate's pretty similar. I just feel like there's maybe a little more oak influence on this.
Okay.
But it's pretty straightforward. But then when I go back to the nose, I feel like there's something at the very end that is making me wonder.
Dude, I get that same thing.
Yeah, it's like
when I first poured this and I smelled it, I was like, "Oh, I got this," and then I'm like, it more opens up. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, and the craziest thing to me is like, when you initially smell it and then when you take a sip and then you go back, it's always wild because it's like something that wasn't anywhere close to where it was before. Yeah, now it's like fruity.
Not sure what's happening here, but I can't click on mine.
It's got a nice finish. I do like that. Quite a lot, actually. I'm like, when I figure out what it is, I might try and find a bottle.
I'm not sure what's going on. Oh, interesting. I'm trying to pull up the stream on my YouTube. It's not let me. Obviously, I know somebody's on it. You did have this the first or second week, or something like that, where you had in it. Okay, now I can get it. Interesting. Okay. What else are you guys getting on this one? Sorry, that took longer than I wanted it to.
It does have a. See this the way this finishes
It's got
leads me to think it's a specific category because I like to this, but I've also had stuff on this show in prior rounds that also similar to this, and it's completely different.
I get a specific. It's right at the beginning. Only sometimes I get a specific, maybe perhaps a minty note that I'm like, oh, and then it goes away, and I'm like, well, maybe not.
I could see that. Yeah, there's something like, yeah, I get that.
It's like a brightness.
Yeah. It's pretty good. You like it.
Spicy says your shelves look good, Dylan.
Thank you. I appreciate that. This tiny little house now, I pieced it all together, but we're back. Do that.
How you feeling about this samples or this sample? Feeling confident?
I'm not gonna lie, I feel terrible about it. So here's the thing: I really enjoy it. I feel absolutely horrible about it.
Yeah, it is pretty good. I do like it. I don't know. I'm not overthinking. I just can't pinpoint a possible distillery. I don't know. Let's see.
So now, Vince, you are a distiller. Are
Yep.
you also the owner of Powdermen?
Yep, me and my dad.
Yes. Okay. So I'm assuming that you're going to get the proof spot on here because we probably tested the
I don't know
samples
about
with the hydrometer. Obviously, I'm kidding.
Oh, damn, man! I should have brought my freaking Snap 41 home. Would have
There you
been
go,
down to the decimal point.
Mm-hmm.
Sneak.
You know, I'm curious about that because obviously I go off what the label says. So if the label says, I don't know, if the label says 50 and it's been sitting on my shelf for 2 years and it's gone down or it's gone up or whatever in the bottle, which I don't know if it can actually go up, but I would assume that it could actually go down.
Yeah, my experience says if your bottle's mostly full, call it, and it'll stay pretty consistent. But then as soon as you pour it and you let it rest for 15, 20 minutes, you're gonna lose a couple points.
Okay. So yeah, you'd get the actual what it is specific in the glass with one of those, but it wouldn't be the actual specific on the label. You know what I mean?
I might have just came out of something here looking at your list of whiskey.
Ooh. For those of you in the chat wondering, tonight I am I don't know what to drink for Dylan or Vince here. I don't have any specific bottles from Dylan. He gave me a couple samples a while back of some Crittendens. I would love to have some of that, but I don't have any bottles of that. I don't have any Powdermen Spirits stuff, so we can't do that. So I just chose something that I'm actually really, really happy with, and I went with the Oaken Grist from Lost Lantern.
Wrong, a Lost Lantern ever.
I know it's weird that I'm drinking a Lost Lantern. I don't, don't really have a ton of Lost Lantern, so it's strange for that to come up. And we got my brother John is here, and Tipsy Teeny is in the house. Thank you, guys.
All right, I'm locked in.
I'm going to. I just have to do maybe one more thing.
All good.
No.
Are you second guessing yourself now, Dylan?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna just.
You've seen it. You've seen it many times. You know that.
It's definitely bit me in the butt too. So.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, I'm locked in. This is gonna go poorly.
All right, locked in here. Dylan, you're locked in. You're not going to second guess yourself anymore.
Nope, no more. Don't
All
give
right,
me
good.
another.
Because we're going to start with you, Dylan.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
So run them
I think
down
I
the
feel
list
good
for
about
me,
this.
starting with generic category.
All right. So generic, I went with single malt. I chose ABV. I did 46%. General casking, I said new oak. Specific category, I said American single malt. Specific ABV, I said 46. I stayed there. And same thing on casking, I said new oak.
And do you have a distillery and bottle?
Yes, I said Bull Run Distillery out of, I believe that's Oregon, and I said they're American single malt.
Good stuff. All right, Vince.
All right, I think I got this one.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see though. All right, so I'm gonna go rye whiskey.
Oh,
I'm going 46%. Going new charred oak.
I could see that.
I'm going, so specifics now. I'm going specific category malted rye. I'm going to keep it 46.
Hmm.
Specific casking, still new charred oak. I'm going to go 7 years. And I'm going to, you ready for the distillery and bottle?
Yep.
I think this could be Walleye Run malted rye.
That's a great one, by the way.
Yeah. Well, so now that we've done it, so I'm like getting the same breadiness to this, and I was like, I don't know, like that mint. I was like, oh, rye maybe. Then the breadiness, but Walleye Run is like just over 50% malted rye, 49% barley. So I'm like, oh, could be a good guess. We'll see.
Very
We'll
good.
see.
Very good guesses all the way through. I like them. All right, guys. Why don't we move on to sample?
And I drank it all, so I hope I don't need any more of it.
All right, sample number 2.
Oh, wow. This is different.
I right off the bat.
What are you doing to us?
we got guesses that were pretty different. You guys were similar on a couple of the things there, but overall pretty different on the styles of whiskey. So
yeah,
I always find it interesting when the guesses are that far apart from each other, because that always makes for a fun reveal.
I mean, I totally see where he's getting that. Though. Like, and I think I've actually had a pour of that recently because I had a sample of it, but I don't know. I could see it though. This is a whole different spectrum. Wow.
I can't tell if my glass or the whiskey tastes or smells a little bit soapy, like fragrant soap.
It's very,
not in an inherently bad way, but
no, it's definitely very fragrant. I will say that. But like almost like a sweet way, if that makes sense, I guess.
Fragrant, soapy,
Yeah,
but not bad soapy. Okay.
No.
I like that. I like that note.
So, Dylan, I don't want to influence your choice here, but if this isn't Scotch whiskey, I'm turning in my distilling card.
So I'll agree. That's where my head went as soon as I sniffed it.
Hey, throwing the other person off of their game is totally allowed and sometimes encouraged. So
yeah,
I can't think anything else other than Scotch. So, that's not even trying to throw him off. It's another good one too.
I really do like not fragrant, but
I know I don't know. I'm not overly picky about whiskey, so I have a lot of different ones, and I like a lot of them, and some that other people don't particularly like. But I do feel, for the most part, there's probably maybe 15 bottles out of that whole list that I would say aren't enjoyable whiskeys. And I do always like sending stuff and getting positive feedback on the samples that you guys are getting. So
this is another one I'm not getting beat over the head with proof or anything.
yeah, these are I feel like this one, yeah, I think this one's pretty similar to what.
do tell, Martin. What's the joke? Yes, Corey, we know. You are overly picky. Wow, Spice. Wow. Martin, Spice did you dirty, Martin. Man. So big plans for tomorrow? Dylan, I know you said you were doing a little prep work for meal tomorrow.
Yeah, not too much. I mean, we're just gonna go for noon. We're going to my family, and then for dinner we're having across where we live, mother-in-law, my wife's family. But that's pretty much it. And then Friday, we're gonna do the whole probably go get a Christmas tree, come back, kind of thing, So
Okay.
watch a bunch of football, hopefully.
And Vince, do you guys do big stuff for Thanksgiving?
Yeah, off and on, but we're actually hosting tomorrow.
Excellent.
So we got like 15 family members coming over.
Nice.
And
Nice.
I got my turkey spatchcocked in my fridge, dry brining right now. So hopefully that
Very
comes out
good. That sounds good.
And Friday I'm going to my dad's. We're hanging out and probably doing a bunch of drinking whiskey, probably our own whiskey, getting high on our own supply.
There you go. So obviously, you guys. Let's talk about Powdermen Spirits a little bit.
Sure.
I hadn't heard of you until Dylan, brought you to my attention. And I did a little bit of looking, and seems like a really my kind of place. Craft, small, family owned, passion project kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
What is Powdermen Spirits all about?
So we make bourbon, but really what we do is we are trying to highlight whiskey in kind of its truest American form. What does that look like? Way back, late 1800s, pre-prohibition, what did whiskey in America look like? You had all the Irish and Scottish immigrants who knew how to distill, but didn't have fields and fields and fields of barley to distill with. What did they use? They used corn. So we really have like a kind of classic moonshine base corn whiskey that we age and very local to us, new charred American white oak. And technically it is bourbon, sure, but really it's kind of a craft. It doesn't taste like bourbon we know today, right? Because it's pot distilled through a thumper keg, which is more traditional, moonshine style. So you get a lot more, and it's high corn, so you get a lot more graham cracker and kind of niceness to it. I think at least. And you pretty much hit the nail on the head. Which small family owned. Where our distillery right now is 1,900 square feet. So,
perfect.
Yeah, it's like only a little bit bigger than my house.
Okay. Well, that sounds fun. Why Powdermen? Is that?
So we're in the blasting business, and so drilling and blasting.
Okay.
And the old slang term for a blaster is a powder man, like blasting powder. That's so explosives in their simplest form are literally powders. So that term has kind of stuck around since the early days of explosives being invented, 150 years ago. And so like a blaster, they'd be like, oh, the powder man's here. And then you pluralize that, it's powder men. So that's I'm full-time at the distillery, but that's my dad's, that's how my dad's gotten where he is today, is blasting. And blasting and mining go way back. It's, if you've met a coal miner from Appalachia, who's they're just a blaster, miner, drill runner, whatever you want to call them.
Sure.
A lot of those guys are moonshiners too. So
yeah, absolutely. Very cool. That's very neat. Dylan, did we lose you, or are you here and just no camera feed?
Oh, I'm here.
Okay.
So I would call it locked in. I'm not even going to try and answer the specific bottle because I have no clue.
Okay.
I'm almost done. That's what I'm jotting down right now.
Okay. Your camera is blanked out for us. It's all black.
It's black. Okay, hold on.
I know it hasn't like disappeared because it's just a black box and everything else is there. Oh. Collusion. Corey, can't see the comments. Are you in the right stream? Are you vertical or are you horizontal? I see a little vertical thing next to you. I think you're in the vertical. There, we got him back.
All right, I'm back. You can hear me?
Yep.
Cool. Sorry about that, guys.
Vince is locked in. Dylan, you said you need a minute or two.
Yeah, he could go.
No, you're good. Well, we got time. We are right at a half an hour right now, so
okay.
We're doing good on time.
My issue with trying to guess a bottle is, Jeremy, you have a lot of peated whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
I'll leave it there.
That's interesting. I'm not getting that. All right, I'm ready.
No, I'm not getting peat at all. But
Oh, okay.
all right, you know what? I'll throw a bottle guess in there. So
There you go. That's a good way to do it. Even if you're like way off, it doesn't matter. If you hit, you hit. You know,
yep.
it's like putting all your chips on the black one at the roulette table. You're just, you know.
Doesn't hurt to try.
That's right. All right. Well, Vince, we are going to start with you when you're ready. So if Dylan, you're ready. Yes.
Yep.
And Vince, when you're ready, you just start firing them off at me.
All right. So I think this is a Scotch. And I'll go generic and specific in the same answer. I think this is a Scotch single malt. I'm going to go, and this will be the same generic and specific ABV. I'm going to go 46 again. I'm going to go used cask. Specifically, I'm going to go sherry. I'm going to guess this is 10 years old. And I think it could be the Craig Ellicky 10 Clondeny.
Okay. Perfect.
And now that I just had my last sip, I'm really rethinking the sherry.
Dylan, go for it.
Okay. Generic, I said single malt.
Okay.
I said 92 proof. Generic casking, I said used only. Specific category, I said Scottish single malt.
Okay.
I stayed at 92 proof for the specific proof. Specific casking, I said used and sauternes.
Ooh, Sautern's a good guess.
Yeah, it's like the fruitiness is so subtle, but I don't know.
Okay.
Distillery, I said, I might be butchering this, so y'all can laugh, but Lefroy.
Lamfrog.
You crushed it.
Lamfrog, sorry.
And you did pronounce it absolutely correctly.
Oh, okay. Lefroy. And then I don't know what bottles they have. I just said it's their Sauternes, Scottish single malt finish or whatever.
Well, I hate to break it to you, Dylan. Most Lefroy is peated.
Peated? Oh, well, hey. Shows you what I know about Scotch. I will say I did enjoy it, so it was pretty good.
It was really tasty.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. All right, guys. Why don't y'all jump into sample number 3?
Was good. All right, this is going to be something totally normal, right?
Well, totally different from what we've done so far, but more normal.
See.
To my knowledge, no, they do not. Maybe at some point in time they have experimented and it's never been released. It could be a UK Isla only thing if they do something like that, but as far as I know, they do not. Martin is chiming in with not in a very long time, so okay.
I know I can draw a line to that one.
30s or 40s, maybe. That's actually pretty. That would be something I'd like to look up to see if they've ever done that, because that would be kind of cool. That would be very interesting to have some unpeated Lefroy. That would be really neat. All right. While you guys are getting into sample number 3, I'm going to take a minute and do a little grifting after this 30-second little blip. All right. Yes. As I've said before, if you come to the state for any kind of vacation or trip, it is not complete without a stop at Richard's Liquors. He is not very far from just about any destination you can think of in the state of Wisconsin. The running joke is he's about 2 hours from anywhere. So obviously some places is closer than others, but at a max, he's about 2 to 3 hours from just about anywhere. So great store. Great people. The dick pics, top notch. He just had an event. It was a private invite only event.
Wait. Are his barrel picks called dick picks?
They certainly are. They certainly are.
That's hilarious.
It is. And we play it up quite well. But his event on Friday, dubbed Brown Friday, because it is the Friday before gun deer season starts here in Wisconsin. He saves all of his allocated bottles throughout the year. And on this day, you get in for a $20 bill. Everybody that puts a $20 bill in there, it's generally about 100 people come in. So it's about $2,000. That $2,000 goes to a local charity, and you get to purchase the bottles at MSRP. No need to camp out or anything like that. When you show up and hand your $20, you get a number. Your number gets thrown into a randomizer, and you just get picked. And whichever spot you're picked in is the chance you get to go up and get a bottle. You get to go through 2 rounds, and then whatever's left over at the end is kind of a free for all. So, but he raised $2,000 for a local charity. He also had a member or a customer of his did a barrel pick for a couple of veterans charities in Wisconsin, Heyooo and the Honor Flight. And he did a pick of Weller, thinking it's Weller 107. And in Wisconsin, anything like that needs to go through a retailer. Zach was on board with letting him be the retailer for that. So the group that picked it took what they were going to take. Richard sold some of it, but in order to do something fun for it, it was some raffling, and more money was raised for those 2 charities. So definitely doing good things with the hype that surrounds bourbons. And I love that. If you get a chance, stop in there. Absolutely stop in there. Let them know you heard about it from the show. And you might get a can koozie or something. Anywho, also, guys, Bourbon with Friends podcast. I think we just released one. We got another one coming out on Friday. Correct me if I'm wrong, Joe. And we're working on recording a couple other ones. So I am a host on Bourbon with Friends, and we talked to some great guests. Listen to it anywhere where you can catch a podcast at, and stop by, listen to it, see if you like it, see if it's for you. There's always some good joking going on. And if that wasn't enough, 3 Guys, 1 Grain, new podcast project between myself, Randall, who is in the chat, the Whiskey Shaman, and Doug from the Single Malt Frontier. We are doing a podcast all about American single malt. That's all it is. It is more of a consumer-driven podcast from the consumer side of things versus having guests on and being influenced by having a guest on and the opinions of things being influenced by that guest, so on and so forth. But good consumer information. So to kind of be a little bit more realistic about the info that you can get about purchasing American single malts. So, or anything else about them. All right. My grifting spiel is done. How we doing on this one?
This is
I'm
my
not gonna
favorite.
lie, terrible.
What
I
were
like
you?
this one, but I'm doing poorly on it.
What did you say, Dylan? This is what?
This is my favorite.
That's your favorite one. Okay.
Yeah, this is really nice. The nose is kind of it's like light, kind of weird. I don't know really what to make of it, but man, I feel like the proof is light, but at the same time there's a bunch of spice on the end, and I dig that. This is really nice.
Yes, the 3 guys, 1 grain was referencing 2 girls, 1 cup. That was the point of the name. Slightly provocative that way, but it does tell you exactly what it is. And Vince, you said you like this one, but your guessing is going awry.
Yeah, dude, I'm way off on this. I already know it.
There was no pun intended on that, by the way.
I think this might be the one I've been the most confident in, which is odd, but because I've had an experience with this style of whiskey from the previous round, and I was like, okay, I need more of that in my life. So I'm hoping that's what this is, but
Thank you for the PSA, Corey. Always good looking out. So, Vince, did I hear or read that you're attempting or working on I hate calling it this, but I don't know what else to call it, but a rapid aged product?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we are. So,
and how does that work for you guys? And before you continue, I'm going to let you know I'm not a fan of the idea. I like the idea. I'm never been a fan of the results.
Yeah. So I agree. First, second, the way we do it is different than pretty much anybody else, and caveat that with I don't know why, because it's not that hard. And yeah, I'd say it's working out for us pretty well. So I could talk about it all day. I'd be more than happy to send you a little sample.
Hey, talk about it all day. We got time. I don't mind a little self-promotion on the show.
So we moral of the story, we were a hobbyist kind of level distillery for almost 10 years. I took the distillery full time. We had 1 barrel. When I took the distillery full time, that was coming up on 6 years old. How hobbies go. You're into it for a while, then you're not, then you're into it for a while, then you're not. And there's a bunch of other stuff that happened in my dad's life leading up to that. But basically, that barrel kicked ass. We submitted it to the San Francisco World Spirits Competition, won a double gold. And we were like, well, we are capable of doing more than just this. So rather than do the whole thing where you make vodka for 4 years while your bourbon sits around, I decided to take matters in my own hands and put together an accelerated aging process that, in my own words, does not suck. I would say Dylan could probably vouch for that.
I can confirm here or not. Yeah, it's not a gimmicky thing like some make it out to be, but some of the like the flavor profile that I'm getting at, and like I can tell you, I have one that's 3 weeks old, one that's 6 weeks old, and I was completely shocked at like what I'm getting off of that for just 3 weeks.
Okay. Yeah,
And
absolutely.
it's really just a tool for us to get to the point where we can have, multi-year-old. I would love to be at the point where our standard barrel is, 4 years old. Just don't have that luxury yet. So
yeah, and that's always the hardest part, especially with a small operation, is
yep.
building the stock of stuff that's 2, 3, 4 years old already. Some places choose to use small barrels, and those tend to produce smaller maturation times. Some places do a very good job at selling vodka and gin and all of that stuff for 5 years before their whiskey is ready. But that's not for everybody all the time. So
yeah, and my thing is too is like those places, generally by the time they have a bourbon, they're known as a vodka distillery. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
yeah. And we didn't want that to happen. So, I would say the hardest part is convincing people to just put aside any preconceived notions they might have and just try it with, kind of no like blinders on or anything like that.
It's very hard to try something without any kind of bias going into it. That's why I think this format works really well. You guys have zero idea of what you have in that bottle. And that completely eliminates any bias that you might have going into it. You're just very open to, what do I think about this particular thing, without knowing a name or a price or a style or any of that. The only thing you can do is judge it by how it looks and how it tastes and smells.
And it's proving to be difficult.
It is very difficult. This is extremely a difficult thing. Yeah. No, not overly. And I don't know if any of you guys know ETOH. They are from, what is that? Denmark. So they basically take these wood chips, and they put the unaged spirit with these wood chips in this thing, and they spin it around really fast, and they have come up with this method to say, well, if we do it for this long or with this many chips, it equals this age of a product. It still tastes like an unaged product that has color to it because of some wood. And that's typically what I find with the quick aging or rapid aging products. The spirit doesn't actually mature, but it picks up the oak tannins and the colors. And I don't know as if there's any substitution for actual age at any point. You know what I mean? I think there's a line between spirit maturation and just creating a color and a taste. So I'm always open to try all these things, because I think at some point in time, somebody's going to figure out the right method to do this. And because I know it has been tried many, many, many times in many, many, many places, because that's a thing. You got to wait so many years for it to be ready, and it's hard to sit on that. So
I could be wrong, but doesn't Woodford have like some kind of heating system in their warehouse? I've heard.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how true that is, but
it's the biggest distilleries in the world, and the small ones, they all have the idea.
Yeah.
Middleton, for example, they're their fun thing is, our angel share per day is more than the spirits you make in a year. They can say that to some people, and they're looking for a way to capture the angel share as it leaves the building and redo. They're doing some crazy science to try to figure that out.
That's wild.
So to me, that's more gimmicky
Right.
than the accelerated aging we're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you.
Yeah.
But the fact of it is, whiskey's been around for so long, like so long, and it's always been very traditional. You make it, you throw it in a barrel, you throw the barrel in a dunnage, and 10 years later you come back to it.
Yep.
Obviously at every step of the way throughout history, somebody's like, well, there's got to be a way we can do this faster. And I think realistically, the best method that we've come up with so far that I've tasted, that I know about personally, is just smaller barrels. The smaller the barrel, the faster it happens. Does that actually create maturity in the spirit? I don't know. Maybe a little bit. But I've had some 11-month-old whiskeys that were small barrel that are phenomenal. So I don't know.
I had a year and 1 year, 6 months, and you probably had this too, Jeremy. I don't know, but like Hinterhaus, their discovery number 4, it was like a year and 6 months. Incredible. I don't know.
Man, this one's kicking my ass. All right, I'm like, I really can't even. I don't even know on the bottle.
Well,
sorry, my answer is I do want to get more into this conversation, but my competitive nature is kicking in, and I'm like,
yep, no, that's fine.
Figure out.
So for me, the competition is to make sure I win. Like you guys don't get the points and I win. So I will always try to conversate a little bit and keep you guys off your game a little bit. But on for real though, back to the competition. Dylan, are you getting close to having you're locked in?
I'm done.
So Vince,
I might be completely off, but the most confident.
All right, I think I got it.
You're fine.
Maybe
we got time. See. We got time. We're good.
I just had an aha. Maybe. I mean, I could be dead wrong, but
I do get both sides of the as far as masturbation, but I do think, just from my experience having stuff, I think what they're doing is pretty cool, and the flavor I'm getting pretty wild considering time. So I don't know. Okay. It's just
and I'm totally open to. I'm always open to try one of these, all of these products, because I like I said, I feel that at some point in time, somebody's going to get it. Like somebody's going to figure it out.
Exactly.
And, a lot of stuff that I think about or on this topic is all these places like ETOH, for example, they got this giant contraption, big science, all this craziness. I'm a very firm believer in the principle about keep it simple, stupid. I mean, maybe the answer isn't let's do all these crazy weird things, and the answer is super simple. So,
All right, I'm locked in, no matter for the better or for the worse.
All right, we got locked in, huh?
Yeah, I like.
I think I just heard the plow go by. All right, Dylan, we're going to start with you this time.
Excuse me. Okay.
What do you got?
All right, so I said this is an Irish whiskey. Said 94 proof. Used only And then for specific category, so like my specific category is single pot still Irish whiskey. Is that a thing?
Okay, so your generic category then would be single pot still.
Single pot still. Oh, yeah. So
Okay, so because you can do single pot still anywhere, right?
yeah.
And then your specific is Irish single pot still.
Yeah.
Got you. Okay.
Sorry about
No, you're good. I just if I can help, I like to help because some of these things I can't actually help on.
Yeah, well, I wanted to ask, but didn't want to give away my but
You're good.
proof. I stayed. Excuse me. I stayed at 94.
Okay.
Casking, I stayed at used. And I don't remember the distillery that makes this, so I just went with the same because I think this is, I believe it's a different distiller, but I said it's the Blue Spot 15-year. And I said Blue Spot is the distiller, but I don't believe that's the distiller. I think they're like in a bottle, I believe. I think you may have mentioned the distiller earlier.
All right. Good guesses.
Good stuff, though.
And Vince, let's hear where
All
you
right,
are.
I am going. This is generically malt whiskey. Generic ABV. I'm going to go 48%. Go used cask. Specific category. I'm going to go American single malt. Specific ABV / proof. I'm just going to go 48 again because that's as specific as my palate gets. Specific casking. Am I allowed to say used bourbon and like sherry if they're both used?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm gonna go bourbon and sherry. I'm gonna go 6 years old, and I believe this could be from Cedar Ridge and is one of the quintessentials, but I do not know which one. So exact bottle, no clue.
I guess.
All right. That is the 3 samples.
All right.
I will say, you guys, pretty gosh darn close. Pretty gosh darn close. We don't have to worry about ages. There isn't actually a tie.
Sure.
So, with that said, I always ask, do you have a favorite of the 3?
Oh, thought number 3 is mine.
I think number 1 is my favorite. I think
Number 1 for Vince is his favorite. Number 3 is Dylan's favorite. So that means we start with sample number 2. for the big reveal. Here we go. Sample number 2. All right, Dylan, Vince, both of you guys said single malt for the generic category. You are both correct. It is a single malt. Dylan, you said 92 proof. Vince, you said 46%, which technically you guys are exactly the same. However, it is not 92 proof or 46%, nor is it within plus or minus 2 of those numbers. So no points there. Dylan, Vince, both of you guys said used casking for the generic casking. You are both correct. It is used casking. So
Okay.
You both said Scottish single malt. You are both getting a point there. It is Scottish single malt. You guys kept your proofs and percentages at the same, so no points there. The actual proof in this bottle is 43% or 86 proof. So you were close. You guys were both very close. Dylan, you said ex-bourbon and sauternes. Vince said sherry. It is actually specific casking is an ex-bourbon and sherry casking. Both. Dylan, you said Lafroig with a sauternes finish. Vince, you said Craig Gallacky from the Clondeni Independent Bottler. Nobody got the bottle or the distillery. The distillery is the Belvini.
Oh, okay.
It is the Doublewood 12-year. Partial maturation in ex-bourbon casks and partial maturation in European sherry casks.
That's a little bit embarrassing because I have that exact bottle. I just haven't opened it yet. So
Excellent. That's not embarrassing.
I did get.
I don't know if I could pick that bottle out of a lineup. All right, so sample number 2 ends at 3-3. So sample number 2 was a tie.
Yeah.
All right. We are going to move on to sample number 1. I'm very happy that both of you guys liked this sample.
Yes.
Dylan, you said a single malt. Vince, you said a rye. Dylan, you are going to take a point on that. It is a single malt. You both said 46%. You're both going to take a point on that.
Right.
It is actually 45% or 90 proof. So you guys were both within the plus minus 2. You both said for generic casking, new oak. You are both going to get a point on that. It is new oak.
Look at us.
Mm-hmm. Specific category. Dylan, you said American single malt. Vince, you said malted rye. Excellent guess, by the way. Dylan, it is an American single malt. So a point for you on that. You guys kept your proofs at 46% or ABVs at 46%. So no points for that. You both stayed with new casking and new casking only. So you're both getting points for that. Dylan, excellent guess. You said Bull Run American single malt. It is from Oregon, by the way. You said that. Vince, Walleye Run malted rye. Excellent guess. Neither one of you are correct. This is actually very local to me within a fairly short period of time driving. It is Copper Crow, and it is their American single malt.
Really? Really good.
Just for reference, by the way, this is a really, really small distillery outside of Bayfield, Wisconsin, which is a tiny little town. They were able to let this sit for 6 years. So pretty impressive, I thought.
that was tasty. I liked it.
I do enjoy that one quite a bit.
That's a pretty good one. If we got points for age, I'd be 2 for 2.
All right. So at the end of sample number 1 was 5-3. So after 1 and 2, we are at 8-6.
Close.
Excuse me. Dylan, you said single pot still. Vince, you said malt whiskey. No points there. It is neither. It is actually bourbon.
What?
Dude, that was my first gut feel, and I was like, it's no way.
What?
Dylan, you said 94 proof. Vince, you said 48%. Both of you guys are going to get a point there. And we'll wait till the specific to do the reveal on that one. Dylan, you said used oak. Vince, you said used oak for generic casking. No points there. It is a bourbon, so it is new oak. Dylan, you said Irish single pot still. Vince, you said American single malt. No points there. It is a straight bourbon whiskey, meaning that it is not crazy high on any of the other grains other than corn, and it is aged for a minimum of 2 years. Specific ABV or proof. Dylan, you stayed with your 94 proof. Vince, you stayed with your 48%. Vince, you are going to take a point on that. It is bottled at 48%.
Let's go.
Specific casking. Dylan, you said used, meaning ex-bourbon.
Yeah.
Vince, you said ex-bourbon and sherry. No points there. It is new and new only. Dylan, you said Blue Spot is your exact bottle. We're unsure of the distillery. Vince, you said Cedar Ridge, the quintessential. Dylan, the Blue Spot is produced by Middleton Distillery.
You said them.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. But the bottle is a dick pick. This is the Driftless Glen Richard store pick, and this is the Richard. Instead of purchasing Driftless Glen bourbon, their standard stuff, he does a barrel pick, proofs it down, and it ends up being cheaper for him to put this on the shelf as a single barrel in a pick than it is for him to put their regular stuff on the shelf. So this is the Richard. He bottled this one in honor of his grandfather, who is the namesake of the store. He also, I believe it's the same cask. I gotta double check the number. I believe it's the same cask.
This is not finished?
No,
What?
it is not the same cask. Okay, so he bought 2 different casks. He also did another version with this. It was the Roberta, which was his grandma.
Yeah.
As one of his store selections a while back. So you guys got yourself a dick pick.
Man.
I don't know how you feel about that.
I'm trying to find the damn mash bill of this.
I literally thought you were going to pull up the 15 year.
The mash bill for Driftless Glen.
I've never had Driftless Glen. Is this like a normal profile for them? Because this is like for a bourbon. This is wild.
Their bourbon. I would say yes, it's pretty normal for their bourbon. Their rye is where they shine. Their rye whiskey is hands down far better than their bourbon.
I got a 5-year sample from Dan. I don't need to try. This, wow.
I haven't had this one in a long time.
This is I did not.
I don't know the mash bill, Vince, for Driftless's bourbon.
I'm gonna Google it.
It's 60 something corn, but I don't know the rest of it.
20% rye, 20% barley. Okay, that kind of makes sense.
60 20 20. Okay.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's 100% exactly what that is. Like it might be 61 and 19 and 20, or you know what I mean. But
that's good. I mean, I like that.
Yeah.
You definitely get the well, now that I know exactly what it is, my first gut feel was like, oh, bourbon. And then moving through it, I was like, I don't think it is, because it's very malty. So there you go, 20% malt. 20% rye. Could be malted rye too, you don't know.
All right. So sample 3 ends as 1-2 in favor of Vince, but overall, Dylan takes it by 1 point at 9-8. Way to go, Dylan. Way to go, both
Congrats,
of you guys.
Dylan.
Excellent stuff all the way through.
Yeah, that was really fun, dude. These three were awesome.
Excellent.
Wow.
Excellent.
Can't
So
believe we got dick picked.
I can't believe that's the first one that landed in the show so far. I have a few, so I'm trying to where are you guys here? So January. I can't read my writing from here. I think it's January 28th. Yeah. January 28th is your next show, Dylan. If you want to.
Dylan, you have over 2 months to practice.
Yes.
I'm expecting big things.
Vince is tuning into that one to make sure you move on, because if you don't, this will all be in vain.
So basically, my thing here now is you need to win, so I can be like, hey, I lost to the winner.
I'm gonna
That's
try.
right. Everybody says that. You got really far last time. You made it to the final four, I believe. Yes.
I was.
Yeah.
I relied. So I feel like the last 2 rounds I relied heavily too much on that cheat. So I didn't
Stopped using it.
Yeah, I feel like okay, this is, but like, no, I didn't have anything in front of me, so just all good. But yeah, I I don't know how, but wow.
Now you're better than you give yourself credit for at this.
Maybe, yeah. It is encouraging.
Okay. So again, no show tomorrow, guys, everybody. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving. So let's see. We kind of bopped around a little bit here, so I got to figure out where I'm at. That was 19th. I don't even know what today is. Was that one? The next show is a 12-3. Yeah. That'd be Joe, Smoke by Ash Joe, and the Bourbon Vixen, Val. They will be on 12-3. So tune into that, because that's going to be fun. And I think, if I remember correctly, guys, you are doing that together, Joe. You're going over to Val's house, and you guys are going to do it together, like Marshall and Caleb did. Yes. Okay. Perfect.
Jerem, did you say how old sample 3 was?
Sample 3, the bourbon. It is a minimum of 5 years old. They don't have, this is an older bottling. They don't have their actual age on it, but it's a minimum of 5.
I still can't.
6 years. So sample 1 was 6 years. Obviously, Belvini 12. The youngest whiskey in that bottle was 12 years old. And then Driftless Glen was a minimum of 5. It could be a little bit more.
Yeah.
Let's see, barrel number 3622. This was bottled in 23, probably. Yeah, this is probably 5.5, 6 years old.
Okay.
So
that's pretty wild. 15 years old.
Yeah, and by the way, Blue Spot is a 7-year-old product. Their cast strength is the Blue Spot. The 15-year-old is the Red Spot.
Red Spot. Okay.
And you did have that one before too. I remember you got that one in your one of your sample sets at one point in time.
Yeah, something made me think it was single pot still, because it has like that lingering spice at the end.
Yeah.
Like, okay, that's got to be what it is, because I've had that before and I just really enjoyed it. And I remember we had a conversation about it, but what do I know? It's a bourbon.
Excellent. All right, gentlemen, good stuff all the way through. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day. Vince, I'd like to chat with you more about some stuff. That sounds
Yeah, man.
sounds fun over there.
We
Stick
can get
around.
we can get some liquid in your possession at some point too. We do ship to Wisconsin, I believe.
Perfect. I think I might have looked at that and I saw that and I was like, okay, cool. I don't have to be too crazy. But yeah. Guys, again, everybody, have a great Thanksgiving tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining. And we will see you. I think it's in about a week, 12/3. So everybody, cheers. Have a great Thanksgiving, and we'll see you in a week.
Cheers to y'all. It's encouraging to know that the